Shannon Griffith, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Staying cool with this heat, and hope everyone else is taking it easy with this hot culture that we're in.
I'm staying cool at the moment because I had to move inside, fortunately. But yeah, it's going to be a hot one today. I am out at the links at what did I say? Gosh darn, I can't. Heartland Crossing here in Mooresville. This is the My Boar golf outing that we're going for, and if I've got a little lag there, we'll get that taken care of in the next break. But been talking a lot of football lately, and this buzz that has been around Indiana has just been. It's still just sitting there, but it's hovering. It's ready to pop off, and this could be. God, I hate saying these words, and every day I've said this week, but I'm like, every time I talk about IU football, I'm starting to sound too much like a homer. And but I look at the schedule, I know the changes that I've made, and I'm like, this could be a great year. The schedule set up for everybody already wants to follow that up with, but it's Indiana. And there's something to that, because sometimes I think it just becomes psychological, Shannon.
Sure. I mean, I think everyone can relate to the preseason excitement, irregardless of maybe who the head coach is, so forth and so on, because you're all 0-0, and you're looking for a year that's exciting and fruitful. That's been defeated in, the past couple of years or so. With some very close losses, some wish I should have, could have's, but now with the new staff in place and some of the things that they've been able to do, recruiting that has gained some national notoriety, position groups being rated very highly in the national scene, such as the cornerback position, where they've got two of the top two corners in the Big Ten, a wide receiver room that's very deep, and some additions defensively that gives you that optimistic outlook that they may have the right bodies and pieces to get over the hump on some of these games that they've been close to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the difference between winning and losing. A lot of times is just believing that you're, as a team, believing that you can win, whether it's on offense, and believing that you can take the ball and on a last drive, go down and score, whether it's getting 3 or 6 on the board. But when you absolutely positively have to have it, there are just some teams that you see that have that capability. And a lot of times, well, that starts and ends with the quarterback. To begin with, Indiana they're in fine shape there. I was without question would have bet $100 that without question the starter would be Curtis Rourke. After the spring game, I'm like, I don't know. Taven Jackson made a great jump, so and it's nothing against Curtis Rourke. It's just Taven Jackson just looked that much better than he did last year.
Yeah, and I think Taven did what he needed to do to show at least some growth in the spring with Coach Cignetti. I do think Rourke is going to be the quarterback that gets the keys to the car to start the year, and I'm just going to say it's going to come down to what Rourke has provided in his depth of work, at OU, and what he's been able to do there and show. And I don't quite necessarily think they feel Taven is consistent enough, and that's been his problem, is consistency.
And the experience factor.
Yeah, he's still young. I mean, that's the thing. And but I do think they've got two talented quarterbacks that both bring a different set of tools to the position and what they can do. So I think that makes that position a solid position, and gives some of the young guys that are coming in that are talented. We'll find out more about Alberto Mendoza once camp starts, but it gives time for those kids to develop and get used to Big Ten football, college football as a whole. I mean, that's one thing I always remember in college coaching and stuff. It is a big jump, irregardless of what level you go to, from playing high school football Friday nights and being the best guy on the field to now being in a college environment where the game is 10 times faster and everybody that's out there was all team, all state, everything on the roster. So development will be the key for those young quarterbacks. But I agree with you. I think there's a tangible excitement and optimism with what has so far been shown by Coach Cignetti and the staff as a whole.
Yeah, and I've talked about, and we'll talk about it more, but the potential for this season being special for Indiana. And I think that simply going to a bowl game and a new coach's first year, that's going to be special enough. But I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking that 6 wins that would be an average season. And I know how hard that is for people to believe. I get it. It's hard for me to say, but a 6-6 season for Indiana this year, I think, would be a very average season. I don't think you would call it a disappointment because it's Indiana, but people just can't keep saying that. You can't just keep saying, well, it's Indiana. That's crap. What the hell does 1990 or 2000 or whatever have to do with right now? Especially in today's age of college athletics, everything has changed. So it's just it has to become. It just has to be. And importantly, success this year would show a lot of these upper echelon recruits that Indiana has not been able to get in the past, but recently had Juju Lewis on campus, the #1 quarterback and recruit in the United States. And specifically, Shannon, I was told by a couple of people close to the situation that he's down to 2 schools, and Indiana's one of them. That's hard to even fathom.
I think we both discussed that a little bit last week. But like I said, and I think we both have said it, I don't think you can underestimate the relationship that he has, Juju, that is, with Tino, and what he's been able to develop with Shanahan and Cignetti. And it goes beyond just the relationship that was here at Indiana, because this goes back to when they were James Madison and Elon and those type of things, and the relationship Tino has back to the kids. I think he was a junior high school kid. So I was thinking about something you said there about how things in the past have kind of put the damper on a season, and hopefully that's something they can overcome. I mean, I go back to that Louisville game last year where they take the drive, they get it inside the 5-yard line, 4 attempts, and can't get it in, and how much that game basically painted the picture for the season, because it was a continual problem offensively. This team and Coach Cignetti, I'll guarantee you that'll be one of the things that he'll be working on through camp, is those situations where they've got to have something, and either the defense has to step up and make a play, or offense. And that will be the huge difference, because those 1-score games, that's where you have the kids that you're recruiting, the big-time kids, Rourke and all the others that are a part of this program. They're going to make the plays. And that's where I get optimistic of seeing what is there now, and how they've elevated that talent in the room to not get down there inside the 5-yard lines and not be able to do the basic things like run the football into the end zone.
Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio, and thank you for enjoying our content and videos. And make sure you hit that subscribe and notifications toggle so you don't miss out on anything, whether it's Indiana Hoosiers, the Boilers, the Colts, the Pacers, Indiana high school action, whatever's happening in sports. We're trying to bring it all to you, and make sure you don't miss out on a thing. Again, hit the subscribe button for us. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much.